Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Claudia Henderson Creations, and today we are going to make this sympathy card, which is a quick and easy card. Takes you like 10 minutes if you have everything pre-cut. And I'm using the Stampin' Up paper called Serene Love. I know this one is retired, but you can use any design paper you have, any flower paper, works really with everything. And we also have a strip of, it's called Crumb Cake, and all of cardstock. And this is the wood grain Wonder paper from Stampin' Up, which is really an awesome wood grain. It's a very fine detailed one, and it comes in multiple different color combinations. So dark espresso, a pecan, a crumb cake, and I think basic beige, but all has this fine detail. And then these are the earth tone metallics paper, and I think the die was from an Christmas set. Can't remember the name, but any little sprig works. And the scalloped oval and the center one are from an old Stampin' Up punch set that I found. I still like to use it once in a while. It makes a nice saying spot for a card. And then the phrase is actually from the banner sayings, and this is a really great set if you don't have that. It has a whole bunch of different sayings on it, which are great for card making and even for scrapbooking. So these little, tags that we sometimes use. And it has a whole bunch of different occasions on it. And we're actually going to use another one in an upcoming video with a card. So if you don't have this and you're a card maker, you might want to pick this up. This also comes with a punch, and the punch punches out these three banners, and all these little phrases gonna work with the punch. So if you want to make it really easy for yourself, this is a perfect combination, and it makes it for a quick and easy card. So just giving you a little bit info on that one, because I know I've been asked multiple times what that stem set, from what set this is coming from. So the inside is stamped. This is an old Close to My Heart stamp. I just like to add some nice phrases on the inside to our sentiments, and this is one of the one I had in my stash. And now let's see what is in the packaging. So to give you a little bit of dimensions, the card itself is a 4¼ by 5½, and I just used the basic white cardstock from Stampin' Up and scored it in half. So you cut your paper at 8½ by 5½, and then score it at 4¼ Alright, so this is the inside, so let's start decorating the outside. And I have the pieces already cut in the envelope. And I give you some measurements. So the wood grain paper is 5½ by 1½, and that is generously cut, so they will overlap quite a bit. And the flower paper is cut at 5½ by 3. And I'm using here the liquid Tombow, the white bottle with the green writing and cap. I just filled mine into these little fine tip bottles, and if you leave them open too long, they clog up really quickly. But I like it because it's got this really fine tip, which is nice for all the little flowers, or in this case here, the little sprigs. So I just apply a little bit of the Tombow adhesive on here, and that brown wood grain paper will go to the bottom of the card. Make sure that you have the card opening the right way, and it is just flush with the bottom. And like I said, the flower paper will overlap quite a bit, so I'm gonna put some adhesive on the back here, and the flower paper will be flush with the top. Let's see, which side would I like. I think I go with this one. So just make sure that the paper is flush with the top of the card, and then if it overlaps on the bottom, that's fine. And then we have a strip of the crumb cake paper, which is cut at 5½ by 1½, and no, sorry, 5½ by 1/2. And I etched around the paper with a little bit of brown ink, and I also etched the scalloped oval and the inside oval with the phrase. And this is also just directly adhered to the card, and you can put the strip as high or as low as you want. I just put it kind of like over the seam of the two papers. Now for the green old olive strip, that again is cut at 5.5 by 1 by a half, and I will trying to put a V in here, and mine it will be a little bit shorter. So what I did is I just, instead of cutting it shorter, I determined when I put my V in how long the piece is gonna be. So mine will be a little bit shorter, as you can see at the sample card on top there. And then I just use a little bit of foam adhesive, and this is some of the end pieces of the Stampin' Up dimensionals. I don't toss them away. I always use them on cards or other projects, and this is perfect here. So I just put those two end strips onto the old olive piece, and then this goes overlapping the wood grain paper and the crumb cake strip. And let's peel this off here first and get the paper situated. And you can adhere it flat without the foam adhesive if you want to, but I wanted to give it a little bit dimension, and these are very thin, so it's not really bulky to go in the mail. All right, so let's put this strip down, and then we're gonna adhere the two ovals together, and they're both etched with the brown ink. So I used Early Espresso, just a little bit dark brown. You put this one in the center, and then the oval. Now the oval is gonna resting on the green strip, and the green strip is raised. So in this case, I only gonna put adhesive or foam adhesive on the top of the scalloped piece, and the bottom will get a little bit of adhesive, just plain adhesive, because we don't need to put foam on there, because the piece that is resting on is already has foam underneath, and you don't want to double it up, then it's kind of crooked on top. So just a little bit adhesive, and this rests right on top here, a little bit lower there. And now I can take my little earth tone metallic sprigs, and again, sorry, I'm off camera here, I'm using the liquid glue. The fine tip just makes it really easy to just add a little bit adhesive to those little circles, and it doesn't need a lot, and I just pop them in there from the side. Since it's raised on that end, it easily fits underneath there. Let's cover this guy up before it dries out again. And that is pretty much all that it is to this card. I did, I think I did, let's check, do some doodling on the inside. Yeah, just some simple, and I used a pencil for that one in this case, just a, I call it a heart monitor. It's just a line with a little bit zigzag at the end and random places. So there's no rhyme or reason for where to put them. I just go all the way around the card and give it a little bit of a frame. I like to do that because to me it just completes the card and makes the inside look nicer. And that is pretty much all it is to this card. So one more side and we're all done. And quick and easy if you once have your measurements down, and you can alternate the strips in different sizes if you needed to, different widths, but I think that's a good proportion. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and I will be back here with more card tutorials and also scrapbooking videos. So thanks for watching, and you have a great day. Bye bye.